So I know it's been a while since I put out a video, and there were a few reasons for that. Things have been kinda crazy in my personal life, work has been busy, and the past few videos I've tried to make just haven't worked out. I also started playing Project Gotham Racing 4, and now I'm addicted to it and have been playing it way too much. So that's what this video is about. Yeah, this one's kinda lazy. I first picked up PGR4 last year while working on my Blur retrospective video, but I didn't really play it beyond what I needed to for that project. I tried it again recently though, and oh man, I am hooked. It's interesting, because I've previously played both Metropolis Street Racer and PGR2, and I've never really gotten into either of those games. In theory, PGR4 shouldn't really be any different. It uses the same core gameplay loop as previous entries in the series, and it isn't all that remarkable when compared to other racing games of the time. I even said as much in my Blur video. That's not to say PGR4 is a bad game, but on first inspection, it's perfectly average as a 7th gen racing title. The graphics are pretty good, though not amazing. The game runs at 720p 30 FPS. The presentation, well, it tries, but it's ultimately pretty generic. The track designs are functional, but most of them start to blend together after a while. The driving model is satisfying, but it doesn't feel especially unique. The licensed soundtrack is pretty much what you'd expect, and the vehicle selection is definitely above average, but it's still nothing mind-blowing. So why is it then that I've spent the past week getting sucked into this game for hours at a time, while my gaming backlog contains unplayed titles such as Max Payne, Fear, Doom Eternal, Hades, and the Dark Souls 3 Cinders mod? Well, aside from executive dysfunction, I think the answer lies in the fact that with PGR4, Bizarre Creations managed to create what is essentially a dopamine drip in video game form. The Kudos system, where you're awarded points for skilled driving and winning events, has been a central pillar of the Project Gotham series since its inception. But never before have I found the system to be as captivating as in this 4th installment. The main reason for this, I think, is the audio-visual feedback you get for earning Kudos points. It's just so satisfying. It gets even better when you rack up big combos. This little meter that clicks as it spins, and that little bit of extra feedback you get when it makes a full rotation, oh, it's so good. Your Kudos points sit in limbo for a few seconds before being added to the total, and that window is just long enough to either screw up and lose everything, or accidentally earn more Kudos, thereby extending the timer. That chime that plays every time the Kudos get added to your total creates a sense of accomplishment and relief that's proportional to the size of your combo. This is just excellent. In most events, you'll be earning Kudos points every 10 to 30 seconds or so, which creates a constant cycle of tension and release that's punctuated by little dopamine hits every time your total Kudos increases. It's this cycle, I think, that makes PGR4 so addicting. In every event, no matter if you're winning or losing, this cycle is almost always present, drip-feeding just enough dopamine to keep you playing, even through the most boring or challenging events. And make no mistake, this game gets hard, but the only times I actually got frustrated with it were on the few occasions that I wasn't earning Kudos points for an extended period of time. I don't know if that says more about the game or about me, but goddamn, that is some genius design. Now, the previous Project Gotham games also had this same tension and release cycle, and while it is satisfying, I don't find earning Kudos in those games to be anywhere near as addicting as I do in PGR4. I can't quite put my finger on why that is, but I think it may just be the result of this game's excellent audio-visual design. All the HUD animations are polished to a crisp and are as sleek and smooth as they can be at 30 FPS. The sound design is spot on, and the driving feels excellent. Oh yeah, I should probably talk more about the driving in this driving game, because as amazing as these Kudos pop-ups and their associated sound effects are, the driving is the actual meat of the experience. The core driving model feels very similar to the one used in Blur, no surprise there, but what is different is the sheer variety in the way vehicles handle. The cars here range from so heavy they can barely turn, to so light and drifty it's impossible to keep them on the track. It's honestly a bit of a problem, because it means that there are quite a few vehicles that are simply not viable options in most situations. If you pick the wrong car for an event, you will lose. which is doubly disappointing because the more interesting vehicles tend to be the ones with funky handling. If you pick the right car, though, the racing in PGR4 can be amazing. The vehicles in this game tend to be heavy, so the best way to take most corners is by drifting, and when you take a corner just right, oh man, it's so satisfying. Same with when you manage to slip through narrow straightaways or overtake opponents without slowing down. The addition of motion blur really improves the sense of speed when compared to older PGR titles, and combined with the subtle camera shake and fantastic sound design, barreling down the streets at 200 miles an hour is as exhilarating as it is nerve-wracking. The way you unlock new stuff is also brilliant. Instead of purchasing individual cars and tracks like in previous games, now they come in themed packages that wouldn't look out of place in a modern DLC store. Getting multiple new things at once also means the novelty high you get from a new unlock lasts longer. And if something in one of the packages sucks, it doesn't really matter because you still have a bunch of other new toys to play with. The way they're spaced out is also spot on. I can't count the number of times I was ready to quit when the game threw something new at me, and there I was for another 3 or 4 races. A lot of the systems in PGR4 honestly feel a lot like those found in modern live service games, and I honestly don't think a game like this could be made today without the publisher forcing in loot boxes or microtransactions or loads of DLC. Which is just sad, really, because PGR4 is a good game precisely because of its addicting feedback loop of a progression system. Without it, it would just be a slightly above average sim-cade racer. And I don't really have any more to say than that. I don't really know how to end this video. Sorry it was so short and kinda rushed. This is seriously my 7th attempt at a video in the past 2 months. The only other one that worked out was the toy home video, and that was an idea that I had sitting in reserve for a quick video in case something else failed. Everything else I've tried to make recently has either run into some sort of massive technical or logistical issue during production, or in one case I got it all recorded and it just wasn't very interesting. So yeah, PGR4 good, I'm gonna go play more of it. Bye!